Hello everyone. Today's poem is 腊八 by Xia Renhu. First of all, I would like to say Happy Laba Festival to all. Laba is a festival, Chinese festival, which is the 8th of the last month of the year. So that month was so called as 腊月. So 腊八 means the 8th of that month. So in the so that was about lunar calendar. In the lunar calendar, a year could have 12 months or it could have 13 months. So it's hard to tell. It's sort of like December or December plus 1 month. But anyhow, it's the last month of the year in the winter, the most coldest days. Like most people living on the North Sphere, Chinese have their most important festivals in the coldest days in the winter as well. 腊月 means the month of sacrifice, the month of ceremony. In the very original meaning, 腊 means the sacrifice. It could be the hunted deer, hunted wild boar, the dogs, the pigs, the bulls. So anything served as a sacrifice in the ceremony. That's the most important, most grand ceremony of the year for Chinese. And then after ceremony, several days later, another new year comes from. The new year is the Spring Festival. So basically, that's all about the last month for Chinese, the big ceremony. And then the new year comes. At the very beginning, the date of this ceremony was decided by the Chinese way. And later on, it was fixed to the 8th day of the last month by the influence of the Buddhism. Maybe it's around the time of the Tang dynasty, because the 8th day of the last month was also the date that the Buddha became a Buddha. That's the date. And eating the congee, the tradition eating the congee of Laba, most probably started from the Song dynasty. So eating Laba congee lasts at least for 1,000 years till today. And this poem was written 100 years ago in the last several years of the Qing dynasty. And the poet was a chancellor of the Qing dynasty. So he's describing something royal in the capital city, Beijing city. Now let's look at this simple poem. 腊八家家煮粥多. In the date of Laba Festival, every family cooking the Laba congee. The Laba congee was cooked with different type of seeds, different type of rice, different type of nuts. So it's with a lot of stuff. It's the tradition to eat Laba congee in this day. Anyhow, this date, the Laba Festival, was not much related with Buddhism today in China. It's more of like, since this day, the Spring Festival started. So the Spring Festival for Chinese is not just a single day's festival. It's a festival lasting for a month. So roughly half month before the Spring Festival date and half month after the Spring Festival date, it's all in the Chinese mind. It's all about Spring Festival. Since Laba Festival, the Chinese would start to prepare for the Spring Festival, clean the house, preparing the foods, going back to the hometown for the family reunion. So everything started from this day. 大臣特派到雍和. So the second sentence means the chancellors was sent to the Lama Temple. So the Lama Temple is a very famous Lama temple in Beijing. It's a royal Lama temple. So the chancellor was sent to this temple to fetch the Laba congee cooked by this temple, by the monk in this temple. This was the tradition started since the Qing dynasty. The monk of Lama temple would cook 6 huge pots of Laba congee. The first pot was served to the god, and the second pot was served to the emperor, and the third would go to the noble royal families, and the fourth would offered to the chancellors, and the fifth was for the monks in the Lama temple, and the sixth pot was offered to the normal people who would like to have a Laba congee from this temple. It's a big event in this day in Beijing city in the Qing dynasty. Anyhow, as of today, there's no emperor, no royal families, no chancellors. This temple, the Lama temple, still cook huge pots of congees, and it was all served to the normal peoples. So the Beijing citizens, they would get to the temple store at very, very early time of the day and form a long queue. So everyone could have their Laba congee from this royal, very famous temple. 圣慈亦是当今佛. 圣慈 refers to the emperor. He was always the most saint and merciful people in the country and the heavens. So it refers to the emperor. So the emperor is also the God of today. Anyhow, during this special festival, during the Laba Festival, the second pot could be served to him. So the last sentence means the second pot was served to the emperor. So this poem gave us a very vivid, picturesque situation roughly 100 years ago in Beijing city. The whole town was preparing and expecting the Laba congee, no matter he's the emperor or he's a normal person. And most importantly, after this date, after having the Laba congee, every Chinese was looking forward to the Chinese New Year, looking for a prosperous and fortunate New Year. Okay, that's for today, and that's for Laba Festival. I will cook a pot of Laba congee for my family later this day, and I wish you could have the chance to have a bowl of Laba congee, or even you could have the chance to see the events in Beijing city in one of the Laba Festival, if I have the chance. Okay, happy Laba Festival and happy Chinese New Year. Bye bye.